Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today we have another video by request. Heather Fraley asked if we could make keto apple cider donuts. So today we're going to make keto apple cider donuts. Surprise! These are super easy and super delicious. So if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So, while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Lightly spray 8 donut cavities. The silicone ones work best when it comes to coconut flour. In a large mixer bowl, combine 85 grams or about 3/4 cup of coconut flour, 1 gram or about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 9 grams or about 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 56 grams or about 1/3 cup of the brown sweetener of your choice. I'm using golden monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever brown sugar sweetener you want. You can also adjust this more or less according to how sweet you want your donuts. Add 34 grams or about 3 tablespoons of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using the classic monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. And again, you can adjust this more or less according to how sweet you want your donut. Add 5 grams or 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. And again, you can adjust these spices more or less according to your taste. And 2 grams or about a 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. This helps hold the donuts together so they don't dry out and crumble on you. Sift or whisk the dry ingredients all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smooth. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and all the dry ingredients have been moistened by the eggs. Add 3/4 cup of room temperature butter that's been slightly softened. Make sure it's just softened, not melted. Stir the butter in until everything is fully combined. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/2 teaspoon of maple extract, or if you prefer, you can just add more vanilla extract. Add 1 teaspoon of apple extract. You can use more or less of the apple extract depending on how strong of an apple taste you want in your donuts. If you don't have apple extract, you can use 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This will not make your donuts taste like vinegar, just to let you know if you do use this as a substitute. It just gives it a little bit more of an apple taste. Add 2 ounces or a 1/4 cup of room temperature plain yogurt or sour cream. Stir everything all together until it's fully combined and you have a smooth dough. Add 1/4 cup of warm keto apple cider. Make sure it's just warm, not super hot. I'll be putting out a 60-second short video here shortly on how to make a keto apple cider substitute. That's what I'm using in this recipe. Or instead of the apple cider, you can use warm water. If you do use the warm water, you might just want to bump up your apple extract or the apple cider vinegar just a tad bit, just to give a little bit more of that apple flavor. Stir the cider or the warm water in until everything is fully combined. Once it begins to combine, stir vigorously for at least 30 seconds. This gives a chance for the coconut flour to absorb excess moisture and for the xanthan gum to start absorbing the moisture and start doing its job of binding the ingredients together. So you do need this extra stirring in this particular recipe. Once you're done stirring, let the dough rest for about 1 to 2 minutes just to make sure all the ingredients are settling in together and the xanthan gum is holding everything together. After you've let it rest for 1 to 2 minutes, push the dough all together to the center of the bowl and form it into a ball. Then just roll the ball around a little bit in your bowl for about a minute or so. This is just to test the texture. You want to make sure that all of your ingredients are holding together well. You should be able to easily form a nice, smooth, slightly moist ball. If it seems like your ball isn't coming together and it seems like the dough is extra dry, just add a little bit more apple cider vinegar or warm water. Once you've tested the texture of your dough and everything's good to go, divide the dough evenly amongst the prepared 8 donut cavities. It'll be roughly a little over 4 tablespoons of dough in each cavity. Use your fingers or a butter knife and press the dough evenly throughout the donut cavities. Make sure that the dough is even all the way around and you're not covering up the center hole or anything like that, that it's even all the way around. And try to keep the tops fairly smooth. You don't want a lumpy, bumpy donut. If you don't have any donut molds, you can use a muffin tin. Just spray it really good with some cooking spray, and you'll only need a little over 3 tablespoons of the dough if you're using the muffin tins. Once your donuts are all shaped, place them in your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes or until they're lightly golden and a tester comes out clean. Now you can air fry these donuts, but you will most likely need a air fryer donut mold. Or you can scoop them out a couple tablespoons at a time and roll them into a ball like a donut hole. And you can air fry them that way. They only take a few minutes when you air fry them. Once the donuts are all done baking, remove them from the oven. They will be soft, but they will firm up as they cool. Allow them to cool in the pan for at least 15 minutes or until they're firm enough to remove from the molds without falling apart. Once the donuts have firmed up, pop them out of the molds and transfer them to a wire rack. While they're still warm, we're going to make the topping. In a wide bowl, microwave about 1/4 cup of butter until it is fully melted. In a separate wide bowl, combine 1/4 cup of brown sweetener or granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using golden monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever sweetener you want. Add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and again, more or less, depending on how much of a cinnamon taste you want on your topping. Use a fork and stir the brown sweetener and the ground cinnamon together until everything is fully combined and you have no lumps in your brown sweetener. Then use a silicone brush and brush the butter generously on the top of each one of the warm donuts. Then use a spoon and sprinkle the desired amount of the cinnamon sweetener mixture over the tops of the entire donut. Now, if you want to, you can submerge and have the topping cover the whole donut, the whole outside of the donut. If you do that, then you'll need to brush the entire donut with butter and then dredge it through the cinnamon sweetener mixture until it's fully coated with the topping. After you coat your donut, just place it on the wire rack until all of your donuts have been completely coated. Once the donuts have your desired amount of topping on them, you can eat them immediately, or if you do have any leftovers, store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.